It seemed like we're not gonna get a response from Kendrick. I was on Kendrick's side. I ain't gonna sit here and cap. He said he started the war. I was on his side. He came with that verse. I was Kendrick. All right. Play ball. Now, I feel like we ain't enough money in the world to pay Kendrick to make a verse for this shit right now. I don't think it is, bro. So, it's the Drake's push up actually explained. It's 30 minutes. I just feel like out of all the videos I've done on the whole situation, this is probably gonna be the last one. That being said, let's go ahead and run them likes up. We need 10,000 likes on this one, man.
The biggest moment in rap in over a decade just happened. I literally cover beefs on this channel and that's it. So this is like Christmas for me. If anyone has been following this channel, you probably saw my coverage of Drake and Kendrick's long-running beef, as it is the biggest video on the internet regarding that topic. This subliminal shit's been going on for a very long time. Just 1 month ago, I told you guys that Kendrick was coming with some shots, and you clowned me. Like I said, I mean, like, I'll put my entire YouTube channel on the line here. Like, Kendrick will have a response to these records. And then this happened.
The big three, nigga, it's just big me, nigga, bum.
And I've also been telling you guys that counting Drake out of this thing is a huge mistake. If you're gonna sit there and count Drake out entirely, like he has zero chance, that just tells me that you really haven't been paying attention. Drake just dropped an atomic bomb, and this will be my most exciting breakdown that I've ever done on this channel. I could barely keep it together, I'm not gonna lie. So right off rip, I wanted to point something out about the original track that we got, which was the on-mix version, where Drake started out the record with a big sigh. Now this sigh was very similar to how he started off the Duppy freestyle against Pusha T.
I didn't even hear that.
So Drake is basically acting as if this is a huge inconvenience.
That's the truth.
Now, this did get removed from the final version, and I'm not sure why he removed it, but it could be based on superstition, because we all know how the Duppy freestyle played out.
You are hiding a child.
On the final version of the track, the record does not start out with a sigh, but instead the iconic Woo Kid drop. Now, I'm not convinced for 1 second that Woo Kid had much to do with the actual production of this record, and I feel that it is the drop in itself where Drake is sending a message. We're talking about a man that was along for the ride with the pettiest rapper to ever live, hosting some of the most iconic tapes that were full of diss records. Drake is setting the tone for this war.
If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
There's no question about it that the drop is symbolic. Like, he's bringing us back to this era, like a very exciting era, the mixtape era.
When it comes to that Who Kid drop, I didn't think twice about it. It was more of, all right, let's get into the music. I didn't think it had this level of importance. That's just my ignorance though. Now I'm just sitting here talking about it and thinking on it. That's just my ignorance to the older generations of hip hop. Anything from that 50 Cent era, Jay-Z era, that early New York, anything that's like beneath face value, I kind of don't know. Let me rephrase that. Anything that is face value or deeper than face value, just a lot of them things I don't know. I ain't gonna say I'm just not knowing of all of it. It was before my time, you know? Like my time, yes, I was alive, but my time really diving deep into this hip-hop rap stuff. It was just before my time. 03, what was I, 7? You know what I mean? Hell yeah. But shout out to What's the Dirt, bro. He gives up all the good stuff.
While giving us this moment himself. Another thing I wanted to point out about the leak is if you listen closely, you can hear that Drake samples Biggie's Get Money.
I could never be nobody #1 fan.
Now, there is some more intended symbolism behind the choice of this sample. Biggie's Get Money is essentially a story about a woman that he cheats on who becomes scorned and turns against him.
Damn, why she wanna stick me for my paper?
Now, this is going to make a lot more sense to you guys a little later in this video, but keep in mind when Future said this to Drake.
Pillow talking, acting like a fed dog.
And I also found a very similar line from a Rick Ross and Meek Mill track, and that track is only 4 months old.
So place a bomb bet. You haven't won yet. Never. We thick on our corners. Come and get a small bonus. Get it. This what you call moments. Pillow talking informant.
Looking back at this now, I do feel like this was indeed a subliminal towards Drake that we just didn't catch. Drake is a massive gambling guy, and Ross references placing bets and collecting a bonus. He then echoes a very similar line to Future, calling Drake a pillow-talking informant. Stay with me. Drake starts off the record by responding directly to Future's shot on a track that was released on March 22nd called We Don't Trust You.
A nigga #1 fan, dog. Sneak this and I don't understand, dog.
It was...
Y'all seen I missed that in the video. I didn't... But I caught it when Drake said something. Yeah,
on that track where Future claimed that Drake was his #1 fan, and Drake decided to clear that rumor up.
I could never be nobody #1 fan. Your first #1, I had to put it in your hand.
Drake stunts on Future by claiming that he could never be his #1 fan, pointing out how he was the first person to give him a #1 record, and that record was way too sexy.
Yeah.
I'm too sexy for this girl.
And as this thing progresses,
Boy, I was about to hop in my bag. Go ahead, yeah. I was about to... New cheer on the way, man.
and we get...
Hey, so one of y'all was like, bro, what's your P.O. box? I want to send you some WD-40. I couldn't do nothing but send him the middle finger emoji back, because why you playing with me, dog? Why you doing that?
or diss tracks, we can expect more of the same from Drake, as he pretty much helped all these guys early on in their careers. I did see a post on Twitter from Hip Hop by Numbers, and they did the analytics to show that Drake has helped 32 artists to get their highest rank on the Hot 100 charts at the time. So when it comes to that shit, like, Drake has a very...
It has been spoken about that Drake always, let's just say, leeches on to whoever's bubbling or rising to the top. For example, Sexy Red. But anyway, do you think that that's done on purpose due to the fact of the relationship might not be the same way 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and he can always stop it. This is what I did for you. On some throw it in their face type stuff. And the only reason I'm asking, because Drake is a petty nigga. Petty is as petty does. For real. But yeah, nigga, Drake is a petty nigga. So it's like, do we know? I can't even say that. I mean, right now, it just seems like not everybody, but all the prominent figures that, let's say, got catapulted off of that. Kendrick. I want to say Future too, even though Future... Let's not take credit from Future, bro. Future had his own legendary run before Drake even came in the mix. His own little legendary run. To the point where I know for certain he's making bank off them songs from 2015, 2016. You know? But Way Too Sexy came out, what, 2020? Way Too Sexy, Drake. 2021, my bad. Anyway, that's even helping fit my point. Even though Future had that long legendary run, let's say 11 years into his career, he just got his first #1. Then what point I started off on? And what point was I trying to make, man? I'm just saying this, bro. Man, fuck it. I might have to cut that out.
Obvious angle that he could play. Drake then points out that he's a global phenom and that these guys couldn't do numbers outside of America.
You pussies can't get booked outside America for nan. I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan.
So we already know that the first line could not be directed at Kendrick because he is very much a global artist. When it comes to Future, he has done some traveling, but outside of a few shows, he exclusively plays at music festivals, whereas someone like Drake sells out entire standalone shows. There's just a massive difference in being able to pack out an arena in Germany where your name is the draw, like your name is on the flyer, that's it, and, you know, playing a music festival in Belgium.
Man, what? All Future gotta do? No bullshit, no BS. All Future gotta do? Cause he's Atlanta. He's Atlanta. Round up to Atlanta. Take their ass to Europe. Boy, Future round up Lil Baby, some of the Migos. I mean, if you round up Lil Baby, the Migos, man, I'm talking about Atlanta, Yachty. Boy, take the tour over there. I'm talking about everywhere they go is gonna be packed out. And Future be the headline. I feel like that's something easier said than done. Cause Migos, that's gonna be fuck. That's gonna be hard in itself. Lil Baby, I don't think Lil Baby will be okay with not being the headliner. Same with Yachty. All them acts I just named was damn near headliners, and they on right. But y'all see what I'm getting at? Like Future that though. He can do whatever Drake can do in Europe. I don't know why he don't choose to or why that's not the case, but come on now. We're talking about Future.
Somewhere with, 100 people on the lineup. Now, this Tokyo line might seem simple, but it has a lot of depth, and it might just be the direct cause of the tension between Drake and Future. This is a girl that goes by the name of Just Tokyo on Instagram. Now stay with me because I'm about to blow the fucking lid off this thing. Okay. 28 weeks ago, this woman is at Drake's It's a Blur tour in Miami. Here she is posting a video of Drake performing, and here she is next to one of the trailers. Now I can't be
Man, Miss Tokyo must got that little phone deck. Hey, Miss Tokyo must got that little phone deck. For real.
Sure, but I do see this woman as someone that Drake invited to the show, and he probably did that for a pretty good reason. However, just a few months later, she posted a series of videos for her birthday with the caption, "Thank you to my Free Bands fam for another celebration." For those that don't know, Free Bands is Future's record label. And just a few months later, she's front and center at Future's Rolling Loud show. Here she is next to another trailer, and here she is backstage with the "We Don't Trust You" t-shirt, where she included the caption, "Enough said," with the date that the album dropped. What's even more interesting is that this woman has been linked to Future for years now. Here's a photo from 2021. So when Drake says, "I'm out in Tokyo, I'm big in Japan," just think about it. The girl is Japanese.
I'm the only Japanese in the family.
He's saying he fucked her, like, he's big in Japan. He gave her the hammer. Outside of...
Back to what I was saying about Drake being a petty guy. Prime example right here. But like, okay. Because we get down to the root of the two guys, they be having them. Having them. This one little can't cause that much friction now. That's why I said that she must have had that fire comment earlier. Like, there's only a certain level of box that even cause this type of friction. For real. No, dead ass. Like I said before, these two niggas that be having them. I don't know, just let Buddy keep going. I'm a little lost about this Tokyo chick.
That, this line wouldn't make any sense. Statistically speaking, Drake is not big in Japan. Japan is actually one of Drake's weakest markets. Now, in the case of Kendrick, he performed in Tokyo in 2023 and had the crowd singing his lyrics word for word. And I really started to realize just how big Kendrick was in places like China when a guy hit me up a few weeks ago and he asked permission to translate my Kendrick and Cole video so that he could post it on a Chinese website. And I told the guy to just go ahead and post it, like spread the love of hip hop. And I couldn't fucking believe it. He hit me back after and told me that the video is just going crazy in China right now, which blew my mind. Drake then goes on to point out that he's the hit maker that all these guys rely on.
I'm the hit maker y'all depend on. Backstage in my city, it was friend zone.
Drake has been feuding with a lot of rappers as of late, so this could be directed towards multiple people. In the case of Rick Ross, he reached out to Drake back in 2010 to help with his album, and that's when we got Aston Martin music.
I just needed time.
That track was a single on Rick Ross's Teflon Don album and was indeed the biggest single.
I tried to hit that hole. Y'all ain't just see it. Caught in the life. There we go. I hit it better. Anyway, That was a bop.
On the album.
Call Drake. Call my homie Drake. Shout out to Drizzy Drake.
And due to the success of that record, Ross recruited Drake again for his next album, where he chose to promote the project with a Drake feature.
I'm in the condo just posted watching Miami kill.
Now the track didn't make it on the album, but he did use Drake as like a promotional tool. However, Drake would make it onto the album as he again gave Ross one of his biggest singles, Dice Pineapples.
Yeah.
Then we fuck all night till things get right.
That track is now a certified platinum record, and Drake would carry on to give Ross
that motherfucker was on repeat when it first dropped. No bullshit on the MP3 player.
More big records like Stay Schemin' and Gold Rose. Drake is on quite a few of his biggest records, so this definitely could pertain to Ross. But this line pertains even more so to Future, as out of his 8 most successful records, Drake's name is on 5 of them.
Let's Wait For You. That went #1. That went crazy last year, a couple years ago. My bad. Life Was Good. Went crazy again. Yeah. Jumpman went crazy. Went crazy. Love Me. Love Me. Future. That dropped 2013. I probably.
I'm on that good cushion.
Went crazy. I didn't know that was called Love Me. Yeah. It's been a while since I heard that song. My bad. I mean, truth in the details. Truth in the details. But we also got these truth in the details. If it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Drake on 4 of these. I'm not gonna sit here and cap though. If I did this, cause this ain't no small feat. This ain't no small nothing. You know what I mean? So, but I wouldn't throw it back in a motherfucker face. If we come at odds, like I wouldn't. Nigga, I did this for you. But Future started it when calling him his #1 fan though. So it's like the tit for tat going crazy right now. With me saying that, it made me realize that Future loaded up Drake's gun when he said that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Drake's name is on 5 of them. Personally, my favorite.
Oh damn! I counted 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. That Love Me song was a Lil Wayne song though. Whatever.
Records, Drake's name is on 5 of them. Personally, my favorite song that they ever did was Scholarships, but I mean, they got a lot of bangers. Now, as far as the line backstage in my city, it was Friend Zone. This could be pertaining to one of 3 people. Rick Ross was in Toronto on October 9th, 2019. Future was in Toronto for Rolling Loud on September 9th, 2022. And Kendrick was in Toronto August 12th and the 13th of 2022. And Drake did show up to that show.
Back to
There
back.
was video of Drake watching from a skybox at the Scotiabank Arena.
But Drake showing up to the concert is just a chess move.
You won't never take no chain off of us. How the fuck you big stepping with a size 7 man's on?
In the first line, Drake responds directly to Kendrick's threat on Like That when he said that he would snatch his chain.
Got 2 T's with me. I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos. It's up.
Drake then continues to play on Kendrick's album title, Mr. Morale and the Big.
I swear to God, I overplayed that song. Hey, every time he say bum, boy, I get into it. Bum. Yeah, I'm like that. Your best work isn't like pink, nigga. Preach out. I swear to God, bro, I outplayed the fuck out of that verse. It's kind of sad, but it is what it is.
Big steppers, and points out how he can't be a big stepper when he's only 5'5". It's a great little punchline. I mean, he's adding a little bit of humor into the mix, and that's just all part of battling. Drake then makes it clear that he's ready for war, and he's diving headfirst into this thing.
This the part with the bite, nigga, what's up? I know my picture on the wall when y'all cook up.
In the second line, Drake references that his picture is on the wall when they cook up, meaning that their hatred and jealousy towards him is the only inspiration that they have to even go into the studio. Again, I've said this about Drake before.
And you know what? Y'all boys are trying to tell me that his picture on the wall meaning everybody everybody got plaques of a Drake plaque on the wall, a plaque with Drake name on the wall. So especially where the plaques are more likely to live is either their home or the studio. So it's like them two places where where you can just know artists might cook up something at home or in the studio or a home studio. With all that being said, y'all was telling me that shit, that what he was really saying was the plaques. Shit, yeah. Anyways, keep it going.
Or like a line like this just got Hove written all over it. Like this is what Jay-Z used to do. He's gonna little bro you, he's gonna flex on you, he's gonna stun on you. That's Hove.
Extortion, baby, whole career, you been shook up. Cause Top told you drop and give me 50 like some push-ups. Hood.
This line actually has a few meanings. Drake calls Kendrick an extortion baby, alluding to how Anthony Top Dog, the owner of TDE, has forced him into a shitty deal. Extortion is a tactic that is synonymous with gang culture, and Drake uses it here to reference Top Dog's ties to the Bloods. This was actually something that J. Cole spoke about very early on.
Niggas like, yo, yeah, he fuck with some dude named Top Dog. I'm like, who the fuck is a Top Dog?
Yeah, he need to.
He probably gonna fuck up his career. Some hood nigga that got this nigga locked up. Like,
Drake then mentions that Top Dog tells Kendrick to drop and give him 50, alluding to how Kendrick is like a little soldier and Top Dog is the sergeant, aka the boss. Drake then continues on by mocking Kendrick's ad-lib from his track Silent Hill.
Push no more of me like
Hood.
But the
I called that. I ain't gonna lie, I feel type shit. I called that. But what I didn't call was the whole Top Dog situation. Honestly speaking, within all this madness going on, I learned who Top Dog is. I can't say I knew who he was. I just knew of him and where, right? Okay. But I learned some more. What he said was pretty much spot on. I don't know about the whole extortion Kendrick, because I just feel like somebody as talented as Kendrick is not gonna get gypped for half his bread he's generating, bro. I just feel like I just feel like Kendrick is way smarter than that. He's not gullible. He's not naive. He's not the one to kind of go for that. And on top of that, you know how many acts? I sound like I ain't gonna get into that. But anyway, you know how many artists is over there? I just feel like forget how many. The stature of the artists over there. Not everyone is a hitmaker, but they got some dogs. They not signing over no 50% nothing, man. It's not even logical. Not even logical. I just feel like a SZA won't be over there. A Kendrick won't be over there. Let's just go look at the artists over there. Top Dog Entertainment. A J-Rock. A Sir, a Reason, like all these names, SZA, like yeah, all these names. I just feel like these folks. I just feel like these folks wouldn't be over there. I don't know. It's the West Coast. I mean, cause you think about the whole Death Row shit back in the day with Suge and So I don't know. It might, but I just. Us as a people, we are more educated nowadays to the gimmicks and games that the corporate world has to offer. Even though the record label might be full with gangsters or whatever, it's still the corporate world because it get ran like a corporate business. Anyway, I just feel like we're more educated to the corporate gimmicks. So a lot of the artists signed in 2013 or whatever, 2012. It's let me just like SZA got on in 2013. Kendrick got on there at 05, 06. God damn. But anyway, a lot of these artists got on there within the last 10 years or so. I just feel like I keep repeating my damn self. We'll keep it going.
Line only gets deeper as Kendrick allegedly had to split 50% of his profits with TDE. And lastly, Drake references push-ups in a literal sense where there's actual footage of Kendrick doing push-ups. That line's fire.
Your last one brick, you really not on shit. They make excuses for you cause they hate to see me lit.
So pretty self-explanatory. Drake brings up the fact that the album that Kendrick dropped, which took 5 years to get, wasn't received very well and is often referred to as a flop.
Pull your contract cause we gotta see the split. The way you doing splits, bitch, your pants might rip.
Alright, so this line is fucking crazy and everyone is missing it. Okay. First and foremost, when Drake refers to the contract and the split, he's referring to Kendrick's former TDE contract where it's alleged that 50% went to TDE. And that is the only part of the line that people are hearing. But Drake is not just talking about the old TDE contract. Drake wants to see what Kendrick had to agree to in order to leave TDE when the split from the label happened. So again, he's playing into the whole extortion line, right? Like, what did you do to leave? Like, what did you have to agree to? I know these guys are still in your pockets. But this line is even deeper than that. You need to pay attention to when Drake says the way you're doing splits. Splits meaning not just the profit sharing split and not just the split from TDE itself, but another split entirely. Kendrick addresses cheating on his wife throughout his entire last album. While after some therapy, he is still with his wife today, it seems very likely that they did split at some point. By saying your pants might rip, Drake is poking at his rocky relationship in the sense that if a divorce happens, you will literally be split in two. Your pants might rip. Kendrick's wife will take half of everything he owns, just like his former label did. And all this shit is just going over heads. Like, that line is fucking crazy, guys. Like, crazy.
Who knew that? Yeah, some of y'all was spot on with the whole contract splits. I didn't even think twice about it because it sounds like BS. But everybody keep reassuring it, so I just gotta take it for what it is. But the whole, see, that's how you know I ain't really dive deep into that big stepper Mr. Morales tape, cause I wasn't hip to Kendrick talking about his wife cheating on his wife, and you know that, like, the whole little personal relationship things. I really don't dive deep into them. Like, I didn't even know this man's wife's name was Whitney. I didn't know that. Then that whole Bodyguard Bar, I be around with bodyguards like Whitney. Matter of fact, it's about to come up, but man, I just don't know about this stuff. And like I said earlier, it's like, damn, that's my mess up, because we was doing research throughout the whole video. I could have just easily researched that, but I already associated the Bodyguard Whitney with Whitney Houston. It's a movie Whitney Houston played in. It's actually a very famous movie called The Bodyguard. So I just associated it. Okay, Drake rapping. I mean, with some bodyguards like Whitney. Whole time it got a deeper meaning. Didn't know. I didn't know Kendrick's wife was named Whitney. All right, but back to the whole pants ripped, ripping half. She might take half of his everything he earned. I totally missed that. Man. I'm not really too mad because that's a real triple entendre. So it's just kind of hard to get every layer of that entendre. But
by saying you better do the show inside the biddy, insinuating that gang members are calling the shots and that Kendrick is powerless to their demands. You know how the blood swap out the C's for the B's, like Big Bull and Bracken and Brazy, sitting back eating a Bocklet Bit bookie. Drake continues to support his claims of Kendrick being a worker by bringing up his collaborations with Maroon 5 and Taylor Swift. Kendrick is very much
Oh,
a
they paid for that. All right, y'all remember the little meme? The little meme? Matter of fact, the Family Guy white and black meme. This one. Yeah. Hold on. Let me bring it over here. This one. The okay, put that ass tax. Put that ass tax. Taxed with an ED at the end. And then the not okay, untaxed. Might be even free even. But pay attention to the shades and colors over there. Right. Look, hold on. Let me land this motherfucker. Taylor Swift got the budget to get taxed. If I was Kendrick, I would have taxed her by the Emily. By the M. Same with Maroon 5. They got some shit that went hard back in the day. On VH1 in the morning. Hell yeah. Anyway. Yeah. If I was Kendrick, I would have threw that tax on that. And I need my publishing. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what went on. He probably got a half a ticket for both verses. That's cool. I said I would have charged the M, but he probably got a half a ticket. They got the budget for that.
Just rapper, and something tells me that Drake had some inside information that maybe he wasn't thrilled about doing these records, but didn't have any choice in the matter. I think those records were a good thing for Kendrick because he was able to show like, I could do this pop shit too. And because of his height, Drake calls Kendrick a pipsqueak, but also because Drake is a far bigger artist. He then goes on to address Kendrick's recent claims regarding the Big Three.
Motherfuck the Big Three, nigga, it's just Big Me, nigga.
Drake points out that Kendrick is nowhere close to the Big Three, as SZA, Travis Scott, and 21 Savage all outsold Kendrick on their last albums. However, there's even more depth to the line when we look at the fact that Drake has had a #1 record himself with all three of those artists. What's interesting to me is the fact that Drake doesn't mention J. Cole.
What the fuck is this, a 20v1, nigga? What's a prince to a king? He a son, nigga.
Now this is
get
exactly
into it,
what makes a good diss track. As we've seen a few times already, Drake is directly rebuttaling.
That was a double layer one.
Kendrick's best shots from Like That.
Nigga, Prince outlived Mike Jack, nigga, boom.
So in Kendrick's line, he's saying that Prince, who passed away in 2016, outlived Michael Jackson, who passed away in 2009, implying that Drake's music will not stand the test of time. Drake takes the opportunity to perfectly flip this narrative by stating that, like MJ, who was the king of pop, a prince is just a son to a king.
That's what I thought. And I said that. I spoke that exact sentiment. Another thing. I'm gonna let him go.
At face value, this is already a great response, but when you realize that Michael Jackson's son is also named Prince, it adds a whole other layer. It's a very...
Why would I know this Michael Jackson kid name? I barely know who Tito is. I barely know Jermaine. I don't even know the rest of them. Hey, all I know is Mike and Janet. I don't know nobody. Theo Jackson? I think it's a Theo Jackson. Fuck. But anyway, it seems like y'all be knowing little stuff like that, and then y'all get on me. It's like, come on now, buddy. Come on now, buddy. I wouldn't even want to research that because I feel like, all right, Prince, what's a prince to a king? His son. That's the bar, and that's a good bar. I would not think of Michael Jackson's son, bruh. But Drake is that guy. That was another double one with another layer. My bad, I missed it, but it is what it is. I ain't too messed up about it. Hold on, let me check my audio. Oh, that ain't even the right one. But yeah, I just honestly wouldn't think of Michael Jackson's son. But for Kendrick to mention Michael Jackson, then goddamn it, Drake to kind of just obliterated with that bar. Good work.
Calculated line. Like, people have been counting this guy out, but he's really good at this shit, guys. He is.
Get more love in the city that you from, nigga. Metro, shut your whole ass up and make some drums, nigga.
The first line is extremely clear, where Drake points out that he's a far bigger draw in Kendrick's own city and that he gets more love. Drake then turns his sights on Metro Boomin and gives us one of the funniest lines on the track, telling the producer to shut up and get back to making beats. However, the sunning doesn't stop there, as Metro allegedly isn't the super producer like the industry suggests.
Allegedly, word in the production streets is that Metro, he's just the drum guy. For all that like super producer shit, my boy ain't the best with the melodies. That's what they've been saying. I don't know. That's what they've been saying.
I mean, come on. Let's go ahead and call it how it is. A lot of things, and I'm not even trying to be biased here, no nothing. A lot of things get outsourced. Especially in music. But a lot of things in a creative space, it's outsourced. Let me spit this gum out. And it's like, producers collab all the time. It's almost like your favorite YouTuber collabing with another YouTuber. It's the same thing. And on top of that, Metro been making beats for so long. I'm pretty sure it ain't always been that. Yes, he ain't got himself into a level where up there. He still got a song that's on the charts right now like that. Anyway, me personally, I don't feel a way that if Metro only comes to the studio and later that's part of the drums, that's the hi-hats, or the 808s. Is the end result fire? It ain't like the nigga writing his verse for him. And I'm with the ghostwriting allegations, with the ghostwriting shit. I'm not even too tough messed up on that. Because if you get a ghostwriter and you make a good song, now you get on that ghostwritten song and get to talking all wicked, gangster-like, that's where I got a problem at. You didn't write this and you talking gangster, this gangster shit you ain't even gonna do. You might as well just get to talking about cars, clothes, and hoes and money. I mean, that's for like 75% of the rap anyway. So if you get a ghostwriter and rock and talk about regular shit or tell a life story, because sometimes ghostwriting ain't even like, here this verse I wrote with you. It's group project time. Group project time. Man, I want 4 bars over the story of me and this chick. Da da da. Basically, group project time. Let's leave it right there. I ain't too tough messed up on that either. Some people will have an issue with somebody writing their own verse. But come on now, niggas been getting ghostwritten verses for years. People have been making covers for years, interpolations, sampling. All this stuff didn't just come out in 2024. Once I educated myself on the history of music, I seen that a lot of Elvis big songs were covers. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. That's a cover. That's how they used to do stuff back in the day. Anyway, but let's bring it back to here. A lot of this stuff ain't new under the sun, man. If it's executed properly, how can we get mad? We got a good piece of art right here.
Every other line on this diss has multiple meanings.
Yeah, I'm the 6th guy, I'm the front runner. Y'all nigga manager was Charles' little blunt runner.
Drake then switches ops again and hones in on the Weeknd, who seems to surface any time that Drake's slander is ongoing. Drake starts off by claiming that he's the 6th god, he's the king of Toronto, which is the city that the Weeknd reps. The clowning then continues as Drake makes claims that the Weeknd's manager Cash used to work for Drake's man Chubbs as a blunt roller. He's basically saying that the guy was like a lackey, like a servant, a personal assistant.
Playing a 6 and you boys ain't even come from it. And when you boys got rich, you had to run from it.
Drake proceeds to take shots at members of the Weeknd's management team, pointing out that they rep Toronto when they aren't even from there, which would evidently be true, as the co-founder is originally from Iran and the CEO is from Lebanon. Drake then continues to say that as soon as these guys got their hands on some...
I wouldn't have known that. I wouldn't have known that. I don't know if it mess with the Weeknd tough enough to know about his manager, his business partner.
Money, they bounced. The Weeknd lives in LA, Cash XO lives in LA, and Sal lives in LA. Weeknd's manager Cash. It's alleged that over the years, Cash would gift rappers jewelry, flights, cars, and all kinds of luxury shit. For example, here is an iced out ring that he gifted to Travis Scott, and 1 month ago, he gifted this XO chain to Future, and that's exactly who Drake is also making fun of in this line, and he...
Yeah, I caught that wicked stuff. But hold up, because what's good for the goose has got to be good for the gander. Drake just gave away a chain before. The OVO chains or whatever. All right, cool. Other figures just gave away chains to people they respect, people that they develop a relationship. Hove giveaway chains. Now the cars and flights, and I don't know about that. I can't really speak on that. But the chain, the jewelry shit, I don't see how that's like a bad thing. You know, like I said, I just named different other people that I've seen giveaway chains. They get one of them Rockefeller chains. That's like the closest thing to the Grammy in the music business. I ain't gonna lie. You get a what? Oh yeah, you that guy type shit. But yeah, whatever. Let me know how you feel about this. This one, it ain't stinging for real, cause it's like
he does that by referencing Future's flow from his track Wicked. Wicked. I'm sick and tired of wearing this like knockoff Rolex, so if anyone wants to buy me one, feel free. I'm just gonna put that energy out there. Amazon, $80, baby.
Drizzy Chippendale probably got your bitch Chanel.
So again, I gotta bring it back to this Tokyo girl, as she was literally gifted some Chanel shoes.
I just got him done. Don't make me Chippendale.
Making the post the very next day after she attended the Drake concert. Drake also references the cartoon Chip and Dale, who were two chipmunks that helped everybody that needed help. Furthermore, Chip and Dale always fought with a character called Pluto, who they would always outwit. And as you know, Future also goes by the name Pluto.
Rolling loud stage,
that one is crazy. That was probably the craziest bar yet. Drizzy, Chip and Dale, two chipmunks that always help each other. And they main antagonist, their main villain was a dog named Pluto. That was hard. That ass points to me. That ass points to the song for me. What year Chip and Dale come out? Chip and Dale cartoon.
Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is a 1989 hyphenation point adventure hyphenation point 3 seasons that aired from 1989 to 1990 and starred Tress MacNeille, Corey Burton, and Jim Cummings.
But you see why it came out 90. Gang.
That was slick as hell. Shit'll probably change if his BM started kissing tell.
Drake acknowledges the moment at Rolling Loud where Future and Metro played an early version of Like That for the crowd. People seem to think that this line is about Travis Scott, but they are wrong, as this line is most definitely about Future. Drake is claiming that Future's shows might look a little different if his BM, aka Baby Mama, starts to kiss and tell. First and foremost, one of Future's baby mamas is Sierra, who had a track Kiss and Tell. However, when I looked into this further, I found that Future has 8 children with 8 different women, but due to the fact that Drake uses the initials BM, I've narrowed it down to this woman right here, Brittany Mealy. Now, Future has had a real rocky relationship with this baby mama in particular, including a recent court battle for child support, which she won. Now, Drake seems to be in contact with this woman, and it would appear that she has some career-altering dirt on Future that Drake now also knows about.
Hugs and kisses, man, don't tell me about no switches. I'll be rocking every fucking chain I own next visit.
In the first line, Drake takes a shot at The Weeknd, calling him soft, as his XO label is sometimes interpreted as hugs and kisses. The line, of course, also acts as a rebuttal to Kendrick's line from Like That, where he's talking about switches, and Drake is basically claiming that Kendrick's not built like that either.
I be rocking every fucking chain I own next visit, ayy. I be with some bodyguards like Whitney.
Now that whole I'll be rocking every chain next visit, that was hard. That was a hard bar. Off the strength of I'll snap the chains and burning tattoos. It's up. Man, you ain't gonna take shit. That's basically what he said.
Again, Drake is responding directly to Kendrick's claims on Like That, where he name-dropped his bodyguard 2T's and claimed that he would snatch Drake's chain. Drake's
Did
coming
not
with
know
that
that was Kendrick bodyguard. I'm learning a lot now.
energy, man. Like he's coming, he's rocking every fucking chain next visit. That's hard. However, it is really the...
I just feel like some of these details, you gotta be a fanatic to know. I ain't gonna say a fanatic to start the research, but you gotta know a little something to even want to start the research to dig deep. You know?
Second line that got a lot of people talking. First and foremost, Drake claims that he's with some bodyguards like Whitney, which is an ode to the movie The Bodyguard, starring Whitney Houston and Kevin Costner. This movie is about a bodyguard that is hired to protect Whitney, and they end up falling in love. To further complicate this whole thing, Kendrick's wife's name is also Whitney, which could mean that she slept with her bodyguard. When Drake really wants to put emphasis on something that I noticed over the year.
Guess because they spend hours at... Whoa! How would he know that, though? And you know what? A cold one, gonna get that lick back in silence. You wouldn't even know it. Hey, I ain't gonna know a thing, player. Ain't gonna know a thing. A cold one, though. A cold one. With that being said, Kendrick is busy. I can't say he like overly busy, but he a popular rapper. He busy. He ain't got time to just be around his wife all day. You know? Hell, she probably ain't got time to be around him all day. That lick and get back, goddamn, Kendrick wouldn't even know a thing. Hell yeah.
Here's as he tends to drag out his words. We saw the same thing with Duppy Freestyle when it came to Pusha's wife.
Let it ring on you like Virginia Williams.
And just think about it. Like, if this is actually true, and Kendrick hired a man with his own money to protect his wife, Whitney, like the movie The Bodyguard, and she really was fucking around on him like that, this line is even more fucking crazy, if this is true. And I'm so committed to this whole thing that I literally watched the entire movie last night with my girl, and while it didn't do much for me, it made me remember that Drake has mentioned this movie before.
Bodyguards don't look like Kevin Costner, you tweaking.
When we look at just how calculated Drake is, I don't believe for 1 second that Drake is mentioning this movie again on one of his most scathing diss records of his entire career.
Just pulled up to Whitney, Houston, Texas for the evening.
I think this is a true subliminal in the sense that we don't get it, but Kendrick does. Even Pusha T admitted that he felt like Drake was exceptional at these types of subs.
You know, lines here and there that I feel like, he's really good at that. Like,
he's great at that.
Yeah. Broader line that him and Hov under the radar. And
he's one of the best with the sub.
Look, guys, where there's smoke, there's fire. Kendrick has had plenty of issues with his wife, and I'm standing on this one. Drake knows something. is directed at Ja Morant, who was known for
me.
doing a dance called the Gritty. When Metro posted a tweet that said, "Once you pick a side, stay there," Ja seemingly sided with him by retweeting, "Stay on that side." When Drake says "we all know why you're mad," he's likely referring to how he was spotted on a date with Brooklyn Nicole, and she is Ja Morant's ex. When you think about it, man, like the way it seems right now, Drake's got most of these dudes shook over pussy. Really, like not all.
For a nigga to take your bitch after you signed your contract, you kind of gotta have that stay on that side energy, cause he was with you at your best, gang. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be heartbroken too. You gotta sign this $300 gajillion contract. You went and did what? I can't fuck with you no more. I can't do it, big dog.
All of them, but a lot of them.
In that fucking song, y'all got to not start the beef with us. This shit been brewing in a pot, now heating up.
Pretty self-explanatory. I told you guys this 4 months ago, and a lot of you guys said I was crazy.
I don't care what Cole think, that dot shit was weak as fuck. Champagne tripping, he is not fucking easing up.
And while Drake doesn't really say anything bad about J. Cole, he does kind of stunt on him a little bit by just showing that he's not afraid to do this shit. This is further solidified when Drake claims that he has no intentions of easing up, possibly alluding to Cole's apology for his diss. Everyone was basically claiming that J. Cole was the only person capable of going toe-to-toe with Kendrick, and he bowed out. I feel like Drake was very disappointed with J. Cole, and not including him in the Big Three line from earlier was telling.
You ain't in no Big Three. SZA got you wiped down. Travis got you wiped down. Savage got you wiped down.
And First Person Shooter is where it all started. J. Cole's the one that said the Big Three. So you'd think that Drake would take the opportunity as a slam dunk to throw Cole's name in there, but he doesn't.
Nigga calling top to see a top, want a piece of the top, want a piece of the top, want a piece of the nah, pussy, now you on your own when you speaking up.
So Kendrick announced his departure from TDE back in 2021, and after Mr. Morel, he was supposedly a free man. Drake clowns Kendrick and claims that as a result of this beef, he's going to be calling Anthony Top Dog to try and piece things up. Now, a lot of people seem to think that Kendrick is buddy-buddy with the guys over at TDE, but there has been rumors that this is not the case. I did watch a video a while back from a creator called Geek About It, and he put together a pretty compelling narrative. So big shout out to that guy. I'm going to leave a link to his video in the description. And he's got like 16,000 subs, so run the subs up for him. He's got a good channel.
You don't roll deep to this, is not fucking deep enough.
This is one of my favorite lines on the track. It's just such a hard...
At the end of the day, it's business. I feel like they have more of a business relationship than anything. As I get older, I realize everybody you see people with, they ain't just the friends, the best of friends. And they might just be cool enough to might just be seen together. There's some more things I just had to learn in life. Like, it can't just be all buddy. It just ain't realistic. Everybody you see everybody with ain't just the closest of friends. Like, this person might be cool with that person, or real good friends with this person that you are decent friends with. That's why he around. Well, you know what I mean?
Narrative flip, given the fact that all the biggest artists in the game are teaming up on Drake, and he's still saying, sorry, that's still not enough. The most confident Drake that we have ever seen going into a battle. Now, we don't know what Drake knows, but I'm going to call it right now. He's about to blow the fucking doors off this thing. This one's different for Drake. He's coming in different. Drake then switches it up and goes into a far more melodic flow. Drake is literally begging Kendrick to drop, which honestly tells me even more that he's got something crazy in the tuck. Regardless of what you hear online, this is a very, very solid diss record from Drake. Drake is the one that took the plunge here. He's the first one to come with this type of energy. He came reciting facts. He rebutted every line that anyone said about him. And while he did get personal in this record, he did not reveal his whole hand. Drake has left us wondering what else he has in the tuck. This is a very solid record. And you guys are always trying to pinpoint like what team I'm on. Like he's a Kendrick glazer. He's Team Kendrick. And now because of this video, because I'm talking favorably about Drake, you guys are going to call me a Drake glazer. I'm not on anyone's team. Like just because I'm complimenting Drake for what he did in his diss, I'm just speaking facts about this diss. It's a great record. But when it comes to a team, I don't have a team. I'm Team Hip Hop. When Kendrick drops his diss, whenever that is, I'm going to come in with just as much energy for that video. I love this shit. I'm Team Hip Hop.
This the part of the video they won't see. They'll make that comment when they about 15 minutes into this 30-minute video and come to that conclusion. But every time this type shit get addressed, it never gets spoke on. Nowadays, I just kind of leave it be. Why would I come to a... Never mind. I ain't even about to get into it. But I'll just take it as, oh, that's a younger viewer. He ain't fully understanding.
Pop, there is no picking side.
For him to even say glazer, let me know how old he is to begin with. He got to be 15, 14, 13. Glazer. This ain't a 21, 22, 23-year-old saying glazer. You know what I mean?
What's the Dirt is so dope, bro.
He kills it, right? His Kendrick
so
and Drake.
He called it, bro. That shit is so hard, dog. Run it back.
And shout out to my dude, What's the Dirt, because I do like him. I do.
Oh, yes, he's dope. What's the Dirt? Shout out to that person. The homie looked like he did a good job.
I saw that clip on YouTube. The guy did a good job. He did a good job with that.
It came across my phone.
That's crazy. This guy's the Nostradamus of rap.
Fresh out the club on my...
Nah, he do give us he do give us details. He does his research. He learns and goddamn it, he paints the story so well. So respect to What's the Dirt. Anyway, this might be the end of this, man. I might not have to come back for a Kendrick song. Mother's Day seemed like a long time away. I said Mother's Day, but I'm thinking I'm it ain't no rumblings, it ain't no rumors, no nothing. It's complete silent at the moment. I can't believe Kendrick about to let me down like this. But anyway, let me know how you feel about the video down in the comment section. It's your boy Snorm gone, man.